Yo, what is going on, guys? In this Apex Legends video, I'm gonna be giving you my badge tier list based off of difficulty. So the badges I'm gonna be talking about in this video, I'm only gonna be including badges that you can actually go and get in Apex Legends today. So I'm not gonna be talking about any badges that you can only get, say, in Season 0 or 1. When I was making this tier list, I actually found a lot of badges that I had no clue were in Apex Legends. Your 20 kill badge and your 4K damage badges, those are viewed as, you know, pretty premium Apex Legends achievements. But I think I've also found a couple of badges that are pretty underrated and should be likewise viewed as a large achievement. So everybody, let's get into the Apex Legends badge tier list based off of difficulty by Alarmix, and I hope you all enjoy. Alrighty, everybody, starting off in the bottom tier, we're of course starting in the bottom tier. We have S, A, B, C, and D tiers that we're going to be talking about in this video. The D tier of badges, these are going to be the badges that are going to be pretty easy to accomplish, you know, maybe for new players, they're going to have to work a little bit to get these, but I would have to say for Apex Legends players with, you know, any sort of experience, you should probably already have these unless you just got pretty unlucky. So starting off in the D tier in no particular order, we have the Legacy Continues. This badge, you have to win a game where your full squad was alive at the end. So yeah, I don't know if you guys even knew this badge existed. It's pretty irrelevant, not really that hard to get. If you're running a pre-made squad and everybody is capable of playing Apex Legends, eventually you are gonna get this badge. I mean, unless you're a very beginner player. Moving on to the next badge in D tier, this is also an irrelevant badge. Kind of all of them in the D tier are. This one is Shot Caller, win a game as Jump Master. There's not too much to say about this one. I guess the only way you would make it kind of impossible to get this badge is if you always relinquish when you're Jump Master, and I guess I've seen players who do that. Moving on to our next badge in the D tier, and the next one I'm going to talk about is called No One Left Behind. This badge, you have to respawn both teammates in the same game. So this one's going to require you to be the bigger, better person in your squad. This one, you cannot be carried to achieve this badge. This one, you're going to have to work a little bit for yourself to achieve this one, but I mean, this is still kind of a new badge, still kind of irrelevant, but I mean, maybe to the people who are listening, this is maybe a little bit interesting because you didn't even know that this one existed. The next badge in the D tier is Deadeye. This one, you had to get the last kill in a game. Yeah, these are still badges that are still really not that hard to get whatsoever. I think they call this one Deadeye because, I mean, your eyes can be dead. You can probably be blindfolded and achieve this one. We'll be getting into some actual badges shortly, guys, but this being the tier list, the D tier, I don't think it's going to be really that interesting whatsoever. Moving on to the next badge in the D tier, of course, in no particular order here. This one is called Pack Victory. With a pre-made squad, win a full game. For maybe the couple of people who are watching this video who actually play Apex Legends, who do not have this badge, playing with a pre-made squad in Apex Legends is going to make everything a lot more easy. In my opinion, it's going to make Apex Legends all around so much more fun. The next one is probably one of the harder ones in the D tier, if not the hardest in the D tier. I'm talking about the Group Theatrics Level 3 badge. For this one, with a pre-made squad, you have to win 3 games where each person executes an enemy. So with this one, yeah, it looks like you're gonna have to have a pre-made squad, and each person on the squad is gonna have to finish an enemy. So I guess if you have a person on your squad that really never finishes, maybe there's a possibility that you do not have this badge. And the last badge in the D tier, so we can move on to some actual badges. This one is called Fully Kitted. This is when you have 2 fully kitted weapons. Yes, having 2 fully kitted weapons is a very beautiful thing, and if you have not experienced this yet, I am sorry. Everybody, now we're moving on to the C tier of badges in Apex Legends based off of difficulty. The D tier, I would have to say those are definitely, you know, your more average badges. To the experienced Apex players, you know, you might hit those achievements very often. Now for these badges, I would have to say you're gonna have to have a good game or a well above average game to actually achieve these in the C tier. I mean, of course, that's based off of how good you are at Apex. You know, I'm just kind of speaking like maybe for the average player. So the first one in the C tier, we actually do have a lot of badges in the C tier. I would have to say this is our biggest tier, but then after this, the B, A, and S tier, those are gonna be very fast. Those are your very premium badges. So the first one I'm gonna talk about here in the C tier is Squad Wipe. Kill all 3 members of an enemy squad. This one's pretty self-explanatory. To get a squad wipe, you do have to be playing trios. Getting a squad wipe is very satisfying, and it definitely means that you are the alpha in that battle. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, moving on to the next badge in the C tier, the next one I'm going to talk about is called Reinforcement Recall. Yes, I guess that is a badge in Apex Legends. To get this one, you have to kill someone within 10 seconds of them landing from a respawn dropship. So yeah, this one's going to be definitely more uncommon than every badge in the D tier tier, I would have to say. Downing someone after they touch the ground within 10 seconds. I mean, this one happens a decent bit in game, but to actually make this one happen, you're probably gonna have to get first blood. And I mean, eventually, if you play Apex Legends enough, I think this one's gonna naturally happen. Now, everybody, our next badge, Rapid Elimination. This one is a little bit more cool. To get this one, you have to down 4 enemies within 20 seconds. So, I mean, there's a wide variety of ways that you can actually make this one happen. How this one actually happens for me, normally I just third party, and then there's a bunch of people who are one hit, and then you just finish them off. To actually get 4 enemies from full health to downed within 20 seconds is a pretty tough task, but if you happen to third party and attack enemies and fight them that are weak, this badge is going to be a lot easier to achieve. Our next badge, Hot Streak. To get this one, you have to be using the same legend and win 2 games in a row. So maybe if you're a person that is constantly using a bunch of different legends, maybe there is just a chance that you didn't know this badge existed and that you just have naturally not got it yet. But yeah, if you have a main legend, a legend that you're playing games and games in a row, this one really isn't that difficult to achieve in my opinion. Our next badge, Headshot. Win a game with 5 headshot kills. If you do not have this badge in Apex Legends, you should definitely be focusing more on getting headshot kills. This badge is going to be easier to achieve if you're using a weapon that has a 2 times headshot multiplier. The Hemlock no longer has that 2 times headshot multiplier, even though it's not really a huge deal. Our next badge, Flawless Victory 2. This is where you have to win a game of Apex Legends without anybody in your squad going down. So if you are a player that normally solo queues, maybe this one is going to be a little bit hard to do. I mean, unless, of course, you get lucky and get some good squad mates. But if you have a pre-made squad and you grind enough, I think eventually, with time, you're going to have to get this badge. And I mean, that goes for a lot of badges in the C tier. Even if you aren't that good at the game, eventually, if you grind enough, I think you are going to get these badges. Our next one in the C tier is Double Duty. Win a game where you were the kill leader and the champion. So I think this one is actually maybe a slightly cool badge to show off if you don't have any other badges, say in the B, A, or S tier. I remember like when I first started playing Apex Legends in Season 0, I got this badge. I felt pretty good about it. Most of these badges that I've talked about so far, I've really had no clue that they existed, but I did know about this one. Our next badge in the C tier is Apex Predator. No, not the ranked Apex Predator badge. This is the one where you have to win a game while being the kill leader. So yeah, I think this badge, it's not going to be super difficult to get, you know, like maybe say the 20 kill badge or the 4K damage badge. Like I was talking about before, if you grind enough, I think eventually you're going to have to get into like maybe even a bot lobby. Guys, there's SBMM, but still, if you get any of the badges in the C tier that you've never got before, I mean, you definitely had an above average game. Our next badge on the list is Well-Rounded. To get this one, you have to deal 20,000 damage with 8 different legends. So if you strictly main one legend, you're probably not going to have this badge. Me personally, I think it's a really good thing in Apex Legends to really know the abilities of every single legend. Using a bunch of different legends, it's going to make you think differently about the game. It's going to help you to, of course, understand the abilities of the legend that you're using. But then when you go back to your main, you're going to know how to counter the other legends' abilities. Yeah, this is kind of more, I would say, a beginner tip in Apex Legends for you experienced players that may be possibly listening to this. It might be a little bit boring, but you know, but people of all skill levels watch my videos, so you know, I gotta cater it towards everybody. Our next badge in the C tier, everybody, we are getting towards the tail end of the C tier. This is another multi-legend badge achievement. It is called Master of All. Win at least 10 times with 8 different legends. So yeah, to achieve this badge, of course, you're gonna actually have to play multiple legends. But I mean, if you keep grinding at this game, eventually you're gonna have to get it, even though 80 wins, I mean, that's not really a super easy accomplishment. Everybody, next on the list, we have our long distance kill badge, Longshot. To get this one, you have to down a player from a distance greater than 300 meters. So I don't think there's much more to be said about this one. Let's move on. Another badge that I have actually chosen to put in the C tier. I wasn't too sure about this one, but I think this is also a badge that falls under the category, in my opinion, of if you grind enough, I think eventually you're going to get into an easy enough game and you should be able to get this one. So anyways, everybody, here we have the 2K badge. In Apex Legends, we have 4 different damage badge achievements. We have the 2K, 2.5, the 3K, and then the 4K. I feel that most Apex Legends players that have some experience under their belt, maybe say right around the level 150 mark, I think by about then, you know, maybe just through natural grinding, you should have got this badge. But I mean, if you didn't get it, or if you don't have any of these badges that I talk about on my list, even if I said they were super easy and you do not have them, please do not be discouraged. Please enjoy yourself while you're watching my videos if possible. That was the last badge in the C tier, guys. We have 7 badges left to cover in this video. Starting off in the B tier, we have triple. Kill all 3 members of 3 enemy squads in the same match. So basically, this badge is squad wiping 3 times in the same game. From now on, in this video and also for this badge, I do not think that these ones you can achieve just through natural grinding. I think you have to be pretty skilled, pretty lucky, or you actually have to be actively grinding for it. I mean, yes, of course, to the level 500s out there, maybe even just the level 200s that are just quite good at FPSs, you're gonna get this one. But I think this is kind of a badge that if you achieve it and say you don't have like a 4K or 20 kill badge, this one is a pretty cool one to show off. This is gonna be a legend specific badge, as a lot of badges in this video. So if you achieve this badge on a legend, you can only equip it and show it off on that legend. Moving on to our second badge in the B tier, I think this is also an underrated badge. So this one is called No Witness. With a full pre-made squad, kill 15 players, and no one who your squad downs is ever revived or resurrected. Guys, it's very important while you're playing Apex Legends, if possible, that you of course stop that enemy revive. Allowing the enemies to revive each other, especially if they have a gold backpack, it can quite obviously make things much more difficult than they have to be. So yeah, overall, I think this one is a decently difficult badge to achieve. I'm really interested to see if you guys have this one, or say the triple badge that I just talked about. I want to know if these badges are truly underrated. What do you guys think about them? And to finish off the B tier of badges, we have the one and only 3K damage badge. So I think the 3K damage badge, as the 2 other badges in the B tier, you're gonna have a pretty outstanding game to actually achieve it. Me personally, I believe I have the 3K damage badge across 3 different legends. To actually achieve some of these higher damage badges, sometimes you are gonna have to damage farm, because I mean, sometimes in Apex Legends, you really just do not run into that many players in one match. Moving on to the A tier of badges, guys, this is where stuff gets a little bit more difficult, I think. For the most part in this video, I kind of avoided duplicate badges, you know, other than your, you know, damage badges. So I didn't include, you know, like say level 1, level 2, level 3. This video would be insanely long and possibly boring. But anyways, guys, starting off in the A tier, we only have 2 badges here actually. We have the level 3 teamwork badge. So this badge is where every single player in your squad has to get at least 7 kills. The teamwork badges at times can be pretty difficult to achieve. Having 1 weak link in your squad just for that game, and the definition of weak link in your squad is anything under 7 kills. So if your squad ends up getting, say 1 player gets 10 kills, another player gets 10, and then just that 1 player gets 6 kills, you cannot get this badge. If you actually want to have any chance at achieving this one, you're probably and obviously gonna want to have a good pre-made squad. You can get away with achieving this badge, say if all of your squad mates, their account stats are overall pretty low, so you guys get into some pretty bot lobbies to actually get this. I think one of the best ways to actually go about achieving a teamwork badge is going to be having every single member on your squad being quite equal skill level. The skill-based matchmaking in Apex Legends, it's gonna cater the SBMM towards the best player in that squad. So if you have a 4K damage, 20 kill Wraith on your squad, you're gonna be going up against some pretty good players, and it's probably gonna be pretty difficult to achieve this badge. Of course, my advice, it's probably gonna be a lot different depending on the skill level of the Apex Legends player. But moving on to my last badge in the A tier. In the A tier, all we have is the level 3 teamwork badge and then the 4K damage badge. So the reason that I have the 4K damage, even though it is such a hard badge to achieve, I put this one in the A tier because you can damage farm to achieve this badge. If you find some really bad players that have a lot of heals, you are not far away from achieving this badge if you know how to properly damage farm. The 4K damage is an outstanding achievement. This one is so close to making it into the S tier, but I think there are 2 badges that are harder to get in Apex Legends than the 4K damage badge. So moving on to the S tier, the premium of premium badges that you can achieve right now in Apex Legends. We only have 2 badges here, and the first one that I'm going to talk about is the level 4 teamwork badge. This is the badge where every single player in your squad in one game has to achieve at least 10 kills. So yes, as I was talking about with the level 3 teamwork badge, if even one player goes below this 10 kill goal, you do not get this badge. It is so insane to think that 2 people on the squad can get 15 kills, and then if that one player gets only 9 kills, you do not get this badge. That is so insane. I have met so many 4K damage, 20 kill rates that have not yet achieved the teamwork badge. You can be so very good at Apex Legends, but if your squad mates fall short, you cannot get this one. And moving on to the final badge that I'm gonna talk about in this video, I'm guessing you guys know what badge I'm gonna talk about. There are so many dedicated videos catered towards getting this one specific badge. I just felt that it was only natural to put the 20 kill badge in the S tier, easily one of the hardest badges to get in Apex Legends. I think the 20 kill badge is gonna be a little bit easier to get on World's Edge. Guys, it can be very difficult sometimes to actually find 20 players in a game and then actually follow through and get all of those kills. To actually get the 20 kill badge, you're probably gonna have to land hot, get a lot of kills right off drop, live through that, be an absolute G, and then rotate very quickly towards a bunch of squads. Even if you play your game out perfectly, rotate as fast as possible, you still have to be very lucky to find and get 20 kills in one single given game. If you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, go below this video and hit that subscribe button. My friends, if you like Apex Legends, you are gonna enjoy Season 7 on my YouTube channel. Only about 16% of the people who watch my videos are subscribed, so hitting that subscribe button would be very much appreciated. And people, I really hope you enjoyed this video. That'll be about it for me, the Alarmix, and I hope to see you in another video.